Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be soft speaking instead of whispering like I have in all of my other videos so far. I hope that it's still as relaxing as me whispering. I just wanted to change it up a little bit. So before I get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed so far. I really appreciate it. And also, the few videos that I haven't done yet that people have requested, I promise I'm definitely going to do them. My plan is to have those few up by next weekend. I'm sorry it's taking a while, but it's just, I've basically just been filming videos when I get home from work at night right now. And what else did I want to say? I'm also sorry that I didn't post a video yesterday. Ideally, I'd like to post one every day, but it just didn't work out that way yesterday or Friday. But like I said before, I do have a lot of ideas, so please stay tuned for a lot more videos from me. So today I thought it would be nice to do some reading. I mentioned in my last video, or the one before that, that I went to a bookstore and I picked up just a few random books. It's like this big, huge bookstore, and they have just like a bunch of like $1, $2 books, just like everything you can imagine. So I browsed those a lot, and I found a few things. Today I wanted to read from this set of 3 books that I found. And it's a set on astrology. I'm not super into astrology or horoscopes or anything, but I do think that it's interesting. I'll occasionally read my horoscope if I see it somewhere, so I'm not trying to get you to agree or believe in any of this. I actually find when I listen to ASMR videos of people reading, I'm really just focused on the relaxing tone of their voice and really not so much on what they're actually reading about. But and I do think astrology is interesting, so I'm interested to see what's in these books. So there's one on horoscopes, one on astrology, and one on dreams. It was only $2, so I thought, why not? So I'm going to read a little bit from the one on horoscopes. Before I open it up, I have some water here. It's just water with a bunch of oranges in it. just if I get thirsty. I don't always drink water that obnoxiously. I'm just trying to make sounds. So it says, horoscopes, your daily fate and fortune. My dog is walking all around right around my feet, so I'm really sorry if you can hear him. First, before I get into it, I'm going to read the birthdays for each sign. Aries is March 21st to April 19th. Taurus is April 20th to May 20th. I'm a Taurus, by the way. My birthday is May 10th. And even though I said I do read my horoscope if I see it somewhere, but I don't feel like I'm a Taurus at all. So, I don't know. Some traits perhaps I am a little, but generally I don't consider myself to be like a Taurus at all. Gemini is May 21st to June 21st. Cancer is June 22nd to July 23rd. Leo is July 23rd to August 23rd. Virgo is August 24th to September 23rd. Libra is September 24th to October 23rd. Scorpio is October 24th to November 24th. Sagittarius is November 23rd to December 21st. Capricorn is December 22nd to January 19th. Aquarius is January 20th to February 18th. And Pisces is February 19th to March 20th. Okay. So the first part is titled The 12 Houses of the Zodiac. These 12 heavenly houses are often called palaces of the sky. At birth, each planet is in a sign, and both planet and sign are posited in a heavenly house. The law governing this is as follows. The first house belongs to the first sign, which is Aries. The second house to Taurus. The third to Gemini. The fourth to Cancer. The fifth to Leo. The sixth to Virgo. The seventh to Libra. The eighth to Scorpio. The ninth to Sagittarius. And the 10th to Capricorn. The 11th to Aquarius. And the 12th to Pisces. These house and sign relationships are harmonious to each other, and lucky is the person who is born with the signs posited in their rightful houses. Since people are born every day in the year, and the constant journey of the signs and planets is unceasing as the train moves through the houses around the Zodiac, it is quite usual for the births to occur in heavenly houses harboring, at the moment, an antagonistic sign to that particular house. For this reason, many lives carry a spirit of discord throughout the span. It is said that a lack of ability to accept and conform to the world we live in shows a poor quality of mind. Many of the people who cannot adjust themselves to their environment might be better able to do so had they had an understanding of their natal horoscope. The meaning of the 12 heavenly houses is as follows. The first house is the house of personality. The second house is the house of wealth. The third house is devoted to relationships between brothers and sisters, neighbors and close relatives. Short journeys, messages, and communications are also third house matters. The fourth house deals with the home. This includes family life, the mother, and all events connected with home life. The fifth house holds the love life. It takes in pleasures, romantic experiences, entertainment, and includes all children in the life of the native. The sixth house is the house of health, work, and service. Grandparents and all other elderly relatives, pets, family dogs and cats, livestock, servants, and useful possessions are sixth house possessions. The seventh house is the house of marriage and partnership. The eighth house holds death, rebirth, and logically enough, inheritance. It should be mentioned here at the very beginning that astrologically, death is a passing or a disposition of, and may be the completion of a cycle or the end of a condition, as well as the passing of a person. The ninth house harbors the bigger things of life. Philosophy and religion in the realm of mind and spirit, and big business, world travel, and high-pressure gambling in the flesh. It includes expansion in all fields. The 10th house is the house of business, government, and the hard hand of authority. It is also the patriarch of houses, symbolizing the father. The 11th house belongs to friendship, social programs, and reforms. The 12th house is the house of secrets, silence, enemies, and isolation. These heavenly houses influence life in the following way. At birth, the signs and planets are posited in various houses. The atmosphere of the house blends with planet and sign to make an influence. In addition, the planets make what is known as aspects to each other. The houses, all well as the sign and planet, is affected by these aspects. Aspects are forces that give energy to the original meaning of the sign, house, planet combination. These aspects are benign or explosive and are called trines, squares, or oppositions. The trines are slow motion but harmonious, while the squares are explosive and create conflict. Sometimes the violent square results in greater fortune and richer results than the happy trine. There are also conjunctions, where two planets are found in the same sector of the sign or in conjunction. This aspect combines the meaning of both, the stronger planet infecting the more variable. There is also the harmonious, semi-sextile, and the sextile. If a heavenly house in an individual horoscope suffers from an explosive aspect at birth, the person feels activity in that particular department of the life throughout their span of years. For instance, if at birth the fourth house holding Uranus makes an opposition to the native sun, the home life of that person will always incline toward lightning changes. Uranus is the planet of upheaval and violent reorganization. The individual, learning this fact, must recognize that changes can be made for the best, but quick action is essential. Every aspect has a positive and a negative reaction. It is the force behind the influence that is valuable. An explosive aspect has that very useful energy, which to some of the passive signs and planets is just the needed impetus to make progress. Never be frightened by a square or opposition. Frequently right thinking and correct action applied to these violent forces result in success. The promising trine often lulls us into a dreamy, inactive mental attitude. Then the favorable period passes without result from the good opportunity presented and is followed by a violently antagonistic period that could never be used for gain, but is energy that might, after all, be useful in another field. So that was just the beginning introduction, which talked about the 12 houses of the Zodiac. Now I'm going to skip ahead a little, I think. And I'm going to read about Taurus, which, like I said, is my sign. We'll see what I think after I read it. Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. You are quite steadfast in your view of happiness. To win and hold an ideal, cherished life mate, or to rear a family of which you can be proud, to hold valuable property and have a solid savings account, are all in the nature of happiness for you. You like the applause of friends and associates for work well done, and for careful thought which allows to give good advice. It pleases you to be consulted frequently. You are happy when you feel your life is secure with benefits you have won. You have no objection to some fame and honor of a wider type and may strive for it. You are a worker, and just rewards give you happy gratification. some of the traits of Taurus I do think apply to me, but it kind of all depends how you look at it and how you interpret it. Now it continues with a couple pages about if your birthday is in Taurus. If you were born in this sign, ruled by the lovely Venus, you are bland, expansive, loving, and contented, a fine contrast and balance wheel for the high-strung types of the zodiac. The Taurians are devoted husbands and loving wives, even though Taurian men and some of the women have been described as immoral. Love is very real to them, and they find the appeal of physical charm overpowering. Nonetheless, they take legal responsibilities seriously, and however the fancy may wander, they remain true to social and financial obligations throughout the life. The Taurian home is a happy place to live in, luxurious, comfortable, and restful. Often, it is in the country, with beautiful scenery surrounding it. Home or business with the Taurian is always run with practical efficiency. The grace of Venus enriches Taurus characters to such an extent that they have the gift of making people welcome, so that many seek them out for the warmth and the companionship and the sincerity of their sympathy. One can always get advice from a Taurus person, and when it can be given concrete financial help. He or she is generous, practical, worldly, and good. This type of Venus influence is exceedingly material and places a high value on money, property, position, and popularity. The Taurians like to fill their homes with hosts of people, for they are hospitable, but they will not fail to flatter the wealthy and beautiful far beyond the poor and obscure. They are lion hunters and like to be associated with with the affluent and popular of the world. The primitive Taurus character is not such a happy product. Badly aspect, the low Taurus type is ruthless and destructive, brutish and blind to reasoning. The primitive Taurus woman is mercenary, slovenly, overindulgent, and immoral, a frowsy Venus. The lowest of the types are infrequent, and it is the handsome, dependable, well-groomed Taurus native that we meet in daily life. Taurus people gravitate to the country and find their occupation in farm life whenever possible. They make excellent farmers on a huge scale, developing fruit farms, ranches, livestock, and poultry farms. They are great experimenters with cattle and fruit, in fact any growing thing, and are successful with modern dairies and produce of all kinds. It seems as though the Taurus person, desiring so much wealth and comfort, has been fitted by nature with the patience and endurance to pursue success until he gets it. These people are often lucky. They win out in big, expensive gambling games and frequently win valuable prizes. They are temperamentally fitted for gambling, and they have steady nerves, great patience, and the much talked of poker face. In fact, it is not only in gambling that some of these qualities are revealed. Taurians are the most patient people of all zodiac types and will work and wait interminably for anything that they happen to want, especially if it is money or love. Their determination is colossal, and their ability to absorb insult just as great. If they are thrown out of one door, they are sure to try the other. It is the force that wins. The lower type of Taurus person makes an admirable servant. They are not debased by servitude, and their humbleness has a natural warmth that is not servile. They enjoy serving and are faithful to the end. The highest type of Taurian is not at all intellectual, but even when measured by the exacting standards of today, their sense of beauty is of the highest type. High art decrees that no object can be truly beautiful that is not useful as well. All of the Taurian possessions, including the home, are built on this plan. It must be that the earth, which is exalted in the high sign of Taurus, combined with the rulership of Venus, brings about instinctive knowledge of what is beautiful. In appearance, the Taurus person is apt to be solidly built but rather stocky. The men have tremendous strength, virility, and endurance. Their bodies are the big shoulder type with bulging muscles. The features are fleshy and the complexion clear and exquisite. The whole face flushes readily, and the eyes, large and clear, sparkle with health. This applies to both sexes. The health of Taurians is robust. Their natural relation to the earth seems to give them this almost superhuman strength and endurance. When illness does overtake them, they are ashamed to admit their weakness. To Taurians, illness is a weakness, and they often endure a complaint until they can no longer throw it off. Then recovery is very slow, for the recuperative powers are not sufficient for resistance. The Taurian's throat is their most sensitive organ. They suffer from illnesses of the throat and contract any complaint affecting that organ. The Taurus people of both sexes are naturally suited for matrimony and domestic life. Although it has been pointed out, the senses may stray, the sense of obligation in a material way never deserts them. Besides, they are affectionate people, warm and loving, and the inconsistency of variety does not upset them. The Taurus woman has a very loving and beautiful character. She blossoms with kind treatment and adores luxury. Her best qualities of contentment, affection, consideration, and gracious loving service come out when she marries a well-to-do man. It is not so much that she is mercenary, although the low primitive Taurian is that too, but she is usually beautiful or has the qualities of beauty, and she has learned to value herself. This is not vanity, but an old-fashioned feeling that she must be sheltered, catered to, and protected. In return, the Taurus wife and mother blends into the domestic background even better than the Cancer wife, who has her moody, exacting, oversensitive, teary moments. Among the Taurus charms is sometimes found a lovely singing voice. The throat, governed by this sign, frequently gives the world wonderful singers. That's actually kind of interesting. I never knew that that was a trait of Taurus signs, and I love to sing. I've been singing my whole life. So that was kind of funny, but it was also kind of silly. But either way, it was kind of interesting to read. That's all that I'm going to read for now. Maybe I'll read a little more of that at another time. Maybe not. I kind of want to read the dreams one a little bit. I also got a big book of poetry. It's like an anthology of American poetry, in which I'm going to read some selections from that at some point. So I hope that the reading was relaxing. Let me know if reading like that is something that you'd like to see again on my channel. I'll probably do another reading one where I'm whispering, but let me know if you like this soft speaking voice as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, please check out the other videos on my channel and subscribe, like, and leave me a comment if you want. I hope everyone has a very good night's sleep if that's what you're about to do, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Thanks very much for watching.